long lesson is the English lesson, but I thought I'd do a short video just to explain the maths work for today. The maths work is a times table sheet. It should be mostly something which you can do on your own quite easily. It's the sevens, the sixes, the sevens, and the 9 times tables in the most part, which are tables that we find tricky but are mostly working on. Don't forget with the 9s, there's that trick with your fingers. It does have counting in 25s, which we haven't done since the first few weeks of term, but it did come up in fluency a lot, so I'm hoping people can still remember that 100, 25, 50, 75, 100, 25, 50, 75, 100 pattern. The first page is reasonably simple. It's just finishing patterns. This one gets a bit more complicated in that the shapes alternate as well. You need to then use that pattern to work out, well, what sort of shape would 450 be in? It's not too bad. That's certainly harder than some of these though. So it's going in 25, so you'll get there quite quickly. This one here does the same thing. This page is a much harder page. So have a go at the first one. If the first one's all very easy and fine, then you can go on to this one here. This is the greater depth one. Otherwise, just stick with this page. This one here, we've got numbers going 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, so you can work out what the next number would be, but this is talking about what type of shape. So if you look at the squares, the square goes 6, 12, 18, you can work out what the next square would be. Would 60 be in one of those squares? Would it be in the number before one of those squares? Would it be in the number after one of those squares? A worded problem. A problem here talking about multiples. Remember, if it's a multiple of 6, it's in the 6 times tables. If it's a multiple of 9, it's in the 9 times tables. So this box here is things that are multiples of 9 and multiples of 6. So they're in the 6 times tables and the 9 times tables. This here is not a multiple of 6, but a multiple of 9. So it's in the 9 times tables, but not in the 6 times tables. And this last box is not a multiple of 9 and not a multiple of 6. So it's not in either of the times tables. And then we have somebody saying something which may or may not be true, or it's not true, but you've got to explain why. So like I said, everybody do the first page, do the second page if you fancy the challenge.